Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club. Today we will speak about the movie Casino, 1995, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a movie from Scorsese, right? Martin Scorsese, with Robert De Niro, and it's a gangster topic, right? It's about Casino. So let's start from the story. Sergey, could you please start?
Yeah, okay. This story about two characters, Sam and Nikki. They were friends, and the mafia bosses made the Sam as a CEO of casino in Tangiers in Las Vegas. And Sam started to make some things for making this casino the best in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Nikki was as a small mafiosi and the criminal. I don't know English.
Yeah, okay. Let's discuss this a bit. You know, they're both like guys from mafia, right? But they have different roles. So what Sam is doing? What is his role?
Sam was as a manager of casino. Sam control casino. Sam made some things from small criminal who wanted to обмануть.
To cheat the casino, right?
To cheat the casino. He invited some players who watched for the table where they played, and
okay. Okay, let me rephrase it. So Sam is kind of a professional in gambling, right? From the mafia side. So he got a role to be a manager of casino and prevent any cheating, you know. So because mafia bosses don't like to be cheated or something. Okay, and what is Nikki doing?
Nikki doing some small criminal things, and he started to play in casino, and he started to cheat the casino. And
Sergey, but I mean, you know, why mafia bosses sent him? What was his role? What he is supposed to do?
Because he's a very talented players. He is a lucky players. He's clever.
Yeah, you're speaking about Sam, right? You're speaking about Sam.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean,
Nikki has a bodyguard of Sam.
Yeah, bodyguard. He's kind of a guy, you know. To when you cannot get solved it officially, you call Nikki, and Nikki solve it somehow, right? Let's put it this way. Okay, we know who is this two. Vasants, please, can you continue? Please introduce us. You know, this girl, Ginger.
Yes, Ginger. Sam met Ginger in the same casino where she was entertaining. She was like almost an escort girl. She was with a businessman, a rich man, and she helped him to get money at the initial time, and as he was winning the chips, she stole some of them and took it into her purse. So Sam watched her, and once she left, he felt he fell in love with her. So he asked her to be his girlfriend, and they were together for some time, and later they got married. Ginger got no other option. He had to marry.
Yeah, they had kind of a deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a famous quote from this, but I forgot it now. Something like, if you trust someone, you have put some money to that trust, or something like this. But I forgot. Gerard, maybe you remember this quote?
No.
But it was a pretty complicated relationship, right, between Ginger and Sam. Could you elaborate more, Gerard, please, on this?
Because Ginger
Yeah.
as a pimp friend, that boyfriend pimp, some sort of boyfriend pimp, and she always want to give him money and things, and he takes advantage of her. Sam doesn't like that. He gave her some money, but he eventually find out that she was in relationship with him, with his pimp, and I think he punished him. But I know I watched the movie in the past. I didn't have time to rewatch it again.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, so the relationship between Ginger and Sam, right? It was kind of complicated. So Sam was in love, obviously, but Ginger, I'm not sure.
Was in love of his pimp.
yeah. So, but for Ginger, it was a kind of a business, I guess, and she was unhappy, and it's how we say when you are unhappy and you start to behave like bad, so not contented with your life, and you go to depression and alcohol and all these things.
Probably began going down the slippery slope. I don't know.
Yeah, something like this. Because she was literally going down. She was an alcoholic. She ingest drugs, I guess, and she did not care about their daughter, and it sounds bad. But she always blamed Sam, right, in this. Yeah. Jürgen, would you like to add something about characters or about story?
I don't know. I can't find anything in my memory.
Okay, let me ask you a few questions then. So, were Sam and Nikki, they were friends, right? At the beginning.
Yeah.
So what happened after? Why they what's the word for it? Go apart or something? So they became less and less friendly. But why?
Drifted apart. Yeah.
Nick is acting bad, so he is banned from the casinos, and he opens a jewelry store,
And Sam, he didn't like it, right?
Yeah.
But why? He was a mobster as well.
I don't remember.
So I got it like, the Sam, he kind of feels that he's not a mobster anymore. He's a manager. He runs a casino, and he wants everything, just perfect, just in official way. But Nicky was the same guy. He did like robbery. He did small crimes all the time. He was banned from casinos, and he was a troublemaker for Sam. So that thing just drift them apart. What's the past form from drift? Drifted, teacher?
Yeah, drifted apart.
Yeah. So that attitude of Nikki, they drifted apart, our characters. And what happened?
They chose different paths.
Yeah. So I got it like Sam developed during the stories. He became just like a manager. He tried to make a running and perfect business. But for Nikki, it was just a nuisance. We can do the same things. We can be the same gangsters. Okay, let's recall the story. So they run the casino. Nikki is going his small crimes. Ginger and Sam having problems. So what's next? Federal Bureau of Investigation, right? Is a part of the story. Sergey, can you tell us about this?
Yeah, the FBI started to think that the mafia cleans the money through the casino, and they started to make investigation. But a very long time they hadn't information about this, and they started to watch to Sam and to Nikki. Additional, Sam worked in casino without license for CEO of casino, and we watched the special man who took the money from the special room where a special man accounted some money, and this special man took this $2 million each week, and he moved this money to Arkansas
Yeah,
or to Kansas for
to mafia bosses.
to mafia bosses, and
Yeah, so let's speak a bit about laundering. You know, I think that we covered this process of laundry, of money laundry in some recent classes. Vasants, do you remember what is laundry? Why? So my question is, why casino is a good business to launder your money?
I think this is ideal place for cleaning money. It's my opinion. If I could, as a CEO of casino, maybe I started to clean money because the FBI and the loan special services who controlled my profits can't to account my money, because I don't know.
Right. Because it's gambling, right? You can win, you can lose. No one knows how much money was there, right? So you just report something, but no one knows. You just have, bags and bags of cash and special rooms to count bags, to count cash. Yeah, I think it's the answer why mafia bosses like casino, I guess. like casino. Okay, so story. So there was a Federal Bureau investigation, FBI, right? You say FBI, and they started to pursue Nikki and Sam, and Nikki continued to make troubles to Sam. So, and where it went? Vasants, please. Do you remember?
Yes, and another subplot is Sam fired a guy who had a carefree attitude in his casino, and he was happened to be a brother-in-law of a local officer, and also the guy who showed it with a cowboy hat.
Yeah, let's ask Tishali, how we call that? It's kind of corruption, but it's kind of in special way. If my father is a governor or a president, I will go to some company and say, hire me, for big money, because my father is that big boss or something. How we call this?
Well, normally if you hire your own relatives, we call it nepotism.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're hiring someone else's relative, I guess I would call it cronyism. You're just helping your buddy.
Yeah, so it's kind of a way to to make a good relationship with the local government. If you have a son of the governor or something like this. But Sam was against it, right, Gerard?
What about influence peddling?
Influence
peddling is when you have a use your influence to get a job for a friend of yours or something.
It's the same idea. Yeah, it's not quite bribery, but it's doing favors for friends. We call that cronyism. How about hiring my son? He needs a good job. Okay, so now you kind of owe him a little bit.
Yeah. And we can understand that Vegas at that time, he was like full of cronyism, right? So because Sam always had some kind of guests, some politicians who did not pay for anything but got all the service, from casino.
We call that kind of a good old boy organization. You're all kind of in it together. You're cohorts, Hey, you do me a favor, I'll do you a favor. We all get along, we're good old boys.
Right. So the problems of Sam, they started when they tried to break this ring. He wasn't going to give a job to such a guy. Just because you are a stupid guy, I'm not going to hire you, and problem started. Am I right, Vasants? Sorry for interruption.
Yes.
So it was
At the same time, Nicky was also making trouble because he was banned by all the casinos in the city because of his mischievous, how to say that, suspicious activity, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and what we have at the end? Is it a happy end? Gerard, would you like to add something about the story? Do you remember?
I think they kill Nicky. Eventually, they kill Nicky because they made a lot of trouble for the boss that didn't like him, killing people, scamming money, and I think he went to bed with some wife that was married with an important guy.
Actually, how we can call this situation when Nicky just stopped to listen to his bosses. He felt like he got freedom from any protections because they don't want me to go there. I will go.
Just defiance, contrarianism.
Yeah. So he just what's the word for this? He just stopped to be a obedient guy. He just went, in a
Yeah, we'd say defiant. He just did what he was told not to do. Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
He was unleashed like a dog,
Yeah. Insubordinate in the military. If you don't follow orders, you are guilty of insubordination, not following the orders of your superiors. So he was insubordinate, defiant, maliciously uncooperative.
Yeah, I see. Well, as far as I remember, at the beginning, Nicky was just he was just saying, "Don't tell that to bosses," So formally, I'm obedient, but just don't tell them. But at the end, he just went mad. I just don't care anymore. As Gerard said, got unleashed.
Unleashed, yes. And this actor, Joe Pesci, always play this sort of guy, very small but very vicious, very dangerous and kill like a crazy, such a sociopath. Here comes a guy with only a pen, in the neck and kills the guy with just a pen.
Yeah.
We say a loose cannon. When you start doing crazy things and no one can control you, you're a loose cannon, just pointing everywhere and shooting everywhere.
Vasant, please.
Yes, when the movie was about to end, before Nicky was killed, I thought, why didn't the director give the Nicky character to Robert De Niro? Because he seemed to be alive at the end, because he got everything. He deceived his friend, he fooled his friend, and he got his wife up. So after all, why didn't he choose the Robert De Niro for his character? Then later I understood at the end, the main character survived the accident. So that was the moment I understand the decision.
Yeah. So tell us about the happy end or about the ending. So how the history ended? Vasant.
Yeah, because his enemy, Nicky was Nicky planned to set a bomb under his car seat, but he didn't know that his car model has a metal seat, a special seat, driver's seat. So he survived after the blow with a little burn on his arms. He survived.
Can we say a murdering attempt or something? Actually, how we call this?
A which attempt?
Murdering, I don't know, a killing attempt. So they tried to kill him, but it was not, they didn't have success. So how we call this?
Just a failed attempt?
Failed attempt. Okay.
Or do you mean they weren't trying hard?
Well, they tried hard, but
okay.
it wasn't successful.
Yeah, we would just say a failed attempt or a botched assassination.
Okay. Okay, so any subplots, anything that we missed about the movie, about the story? Would you like to add something?
What happens to Ginger at the end?
Yeah, let's ask guys. Sergey, what happened to Ginger?
Ginger was died from drugs and cocaine and Valium, and he took the overdose with alcohol, and she lost $2 million during 2 weeks with the other drug dealers, drug friends, and after that he was died. It's a bad end for her, but it's illogical for her.
Yeah, it's like a logical continuation of her story, right? Because she went this way, and this money, she kind of stole this money from Sam, right? What do you think?
Yeah, she stole. And if you remember this moment when she arrived at home with 2 police officers, and she tried to have historic. It's I have got and I am ready to kill her because it's very annoyed for me, and I think this it's a good character of Sharon Stone, because it's very I don't know,
very
I was
believable.
very
Very
yeah.
I like Sharon Stone in this movie. Yeah, you can't believe her. You want to kill her.
Yeah, I wanted to 3 or 4 times kill her.
But she played well, yes. Okay, anything else? What we missed? So Ginger died. Yeah, tell us the story about 2 millions. Gerard, do you remember?
Sam gave the key of a safe with the 2 millions to Ginger, like proof that he trusted her. But she was in love with a pimp, this stupid pimp, and she gave money to him, and and eventually she wanted. I think once Sam asked some people to beat the guy, and she was very angry with him. And then,
yeah, it was very.
Did they kill the guy, the pimp?
I'm not sure. But anyway, guy was not. This guy, he was not very interested in Ginger, right? He just used her. That's all. Yeah. He was not in love. He was not like in anything. She was just a resource for him, of money, of free money, of everything.
It's hard to believe why she, such a beautiful woman, was involved with such a despicable guy. Having Robert De Niro, I read Robert De Niro, and very clever, talented, and money and everything.
Yeah, actually, speaking about Robert De Niro, what do you feel about his character? I don't feel like he's a stupid gangster or something. He's as you said, he's a clever guy and everything. Jorgen, what do you think about about Sam? Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
He was cold-hearted one time when they caught the 2 cheaters, and he took a hammer and smashed his fingers.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it was not very kind, right? Okay. What else? Yeah, please.
It was very understandable for all. Very understandable.
Yeah, so it was not because he was angry or something. It was just his business, right?
Yeah.
So if you are running a casino, you should smash some fingers, right?
But in the end of movie, Sam started to make something strangely things. He started to tell about corruption cases with this loan guy. He started to make the TV show. I think that it's not needed for this job. For this
right. We did not cover that. Thank you, Sergey. We did not cover that. So at the end, not at the end, but close to the end, when Sam, when the government refused to give him a license, he just kind of get mad or something. He started to pursue those politicians who used him, for free service. So he started a show on TV and start to tell people about politicians and all those things, but in a very entertaining way, I would say, with a ballet show, with singers and all those things. Yeah, with a juggling, right? Juggling episodes. It was fun. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, but he did nothing, right? They won, I would say. Okay, before the please, Sergey.
Yes, I remember one interesting moment when the one mafia boss told with his mother about names Gary, Sam, Nikki, and the FBI guys heard him and the right Gary, Nikki. Okay, very good job, guy. it's a stupid thing, but I don't know.
So that mafia was not too clever. Yes, they were not very organized, I would say. So the FBI won this this game, right? So they took everyone.
and some funny moment when they play golf and the fly take in the golf and the two FBI guys run. It's very funny.
Yeah. So usually the FBI, they made for the surveillance. They watched him from a plane, and they went out of petrol. So they have to land just around him. So it was a funny episode. Jürgen, please.
Yes. Another funny moment was when they was talking while covering their mouths with their hands.
Yeah.
So the lip readers couldn't tell what they were saying.
Yeah. Vasant, please.
Yes, and the director seemed to cover every tiny possible way to convey the situation visually, because he in this movie he had recorded a lot of clippings from shots to explain the entire process of the casino. Even the characters are not important for this movie. He showed each and every person, each and every detail in small frames. So I think that made this movie so long.
Yeah. So we understand now how casino works, right? So we should not play in casino anymore, I think. Yeah, but do you remember Sam said at the end? So it was the last casino run by mafia. So nowadays it's all corporations. It's all like machines. No feeling involved. Yeah, probably. Okay, before the class, I read some trivia about the movie on the IMDb site, and it's interesting that Scorsese, the director of the movie, answered to some reporters about the plot. They asked him, "What is the plot of the movie?" And Scorsese said, "There is no plot at all. It's just good characters, and they." They act. So that is a movie about characters, not about the plot. So, and I feel this way. Yeah, I started to to laugh all of them during the movie. Yeah, and another thing, it's interesting in the trivia that almost everything in the movie is improvising. All these dialogues. So Scorsese just tell Nikki and Sam what they discussing, but not like phrases or something. So they have to invent. They have to feel like they are mobsters, and improvise. And I think they made it very well, in my opinion. Yeah, conversations were not scripted but improvised. Usually helps us in the chat. Yes, and listeners, I'm always put the chat on our site so you can read it. Okay, so let's answer a few questions from our Padlet. If you don't have other questions? Okay, the first one. Does society need to be told about such notorious biography? Yeah, should we know about gangsters or not? Should we know about only good guys? What do you think?
As far as you're talking about, as far as their background, their personality, their life for sympathy purposes, or are you talking just about news reporting that there are gangsters in the world?
I don't know. No, if we, I think it's kind of a complicated question. I mean, if we will explain for every crime why it was committed, so we can feel sympathy to these gangsters, and it could be bad for our society, I think. As I said, I started to love Sam, but Sam obviously a criminal. Vasant, please.
Yes. 3 years ago, a movie came out from my country. It was about committing a crime accidentally, murdering someone, and getting away with it with some clever tricks. It's a family commits a murder. So how the movie is about how they get away with that accusation with some brilliant steps. But our censor board certified as an A. That means it's only for adult, because it somehow conveys about committing a murder and getting away with the law. So it's not ethic. It's not a good one to show to the children. So they rated it as an adult movie. So somehow I think that's why I write this question. So do we really need to know about the crime?
Well, I think I understand it. You mean that we can send a wrong message, to our society by justifying or just showing in details all these crimes. And I think I don't have an answer. From one point of view, I hate any kind of censure, any attempts to prohibit information from the one point of view. From another point of view, I don't like to see that, and I don't like my children watch it such a story. So I don't have an answer just now. Sergey, do you?
And I repeat.
Okay,
I missed your questions.
Okay, but it's the same question, So should we show these stories public?
Yes. We should to show the story about Gangster, because this story, it's very interesting. It's very motivated. You when you watch the movie about gangsters, you started to make like him, and you put myself to him, and how could I do inside this story? It's very interesting questions for me and for all. At the first point. The second point, it's interesting for for knowing story about gangster, how they make the bad things. Why the police officer were corruption? I don't know.
Yeah, and actually, it seems that society is always, people in general is always interested in such stories, right? Because a lot of stories about gangsters, about police, about crimes, so it's always on our TV.
Yeah, because you never, I hope that you never could be inside this story. It's adrenaline for me. It's
Yeah, I see. But I care, about educational purpose, So you probably know that, maybe 20 years ago we had a bad movement in Russia that people, they young people, they watched movie about gangsters and they try to behave like gangsters. You know, it was a subculture. They are gangsters because they decided to be so. You know, so and it was bad. So don't we provoke this behavior by movies?
Yes, in the start to 2001, we in Russia we have the very famous TV show about 4 guys who were mafia.
Yeah.
After this movie, a lot of people started to sympathize to mafia, and they tried to make.
Yeah. It was the same story. It was a very good movie, right? It shows 4 gangsters who are obviously a gangsters, a Batman, but they show it in a way that we sympathize with them. Yes, they are just people. They have love. They have friendships. They're good guys after all. So and people start to what's the word for that, teacher Lee? When they take after them.
We say emulate.
Okay.
Emulate. Yeah.
You know,
kind of copy their behavior.
Yeah. And I read once in the article, it was about America, that whenever serial killing take place, there are a lot of people who emulate the same. So they start to repeat, mass shootings, all these things. So it can be bad, I think.
Yeah, we call those copycats.
Copycats, yeah.
They do what they see other people do. Good or bad, they do it.
Gerard, please.
That reminds me, that famous TV series, The Sopranos. So it's easy to sympathize with Tony Soprano, but he actually is a bad guy because when he's a good guy, it's very okay, Most of the time he's a good guy, but sometimes he needs to kill someone.
Right. And I can say I love Tony Soprano because he's a good guy, right? He had some difficulties. Yes, he had to kill some people, but But in general, we understand why, right? He has, problems with mother and with wife, all these things. Well, thank you, Vasant. It's a very interesting question. Actually, I don't have an answer, but another point of view, I think if we prohibit, any movies about gangsters and corrupt policemen, I think nothing will change, So people will behave the same. So it will be essentially for nothing, I would say.
This is actually a strong distinction between liberals and conservatives, in my opinion. Liberals look at crimes different than conservatives. Conservatives are logical. He killed someone. I don't care why he killed someone. He killed someone. He's a killer. But the liberals say, well, he was depressed. He was upset. He felt hopeless, so he killed someone, but that's okay because we need to feel sorry for him. So let him go, It goes to, I don't care why he did it. The result is he did it. So your Soprano family may do things for very good reasons from their own perspective, but they're still killing someone.
Right. I agree. I was sarcastic about this, but I mean, in general, that as a human beings, we kind of have empathy. We try to understand these things.
Yeah.
Gerard, please.
But those two positions are extreme positions to me, liberals and conservatives. And I think sometimes you can take something in the middle because maybe some people, for the circumstances, are forced to do something and they can change. Others won't change. But I think we shouldn't put always things like black or white.
Agreed. I mean, if someone's holding your wife hostage and making you do something you don't want to do, that's what we call an extenuating circumstance. That's what you're talking about. That's kind of in the middle. You're not evil. You're doing something against your will because you're forced to save someone. So yeah, you want to be in the middle. You don't want to be way at the left or way at the right. You want to, think about it case by case.
Yeah. I think we cannot find a simple answer to this, right? Sergey, please.
Yes, we talk about the mafia rules and the sympathy for mafia. The mafia has understandably rules. If you traitor, you have to die. You always you have to support the family, the mafia, and the etc. These rules understandably for all, without lawyer, without courts, without problem with the books of laws. It's a
Yeah,
the lawyers
I think you're speaking
don't
about
understandably.
yeah. So yes, I think you're speaking about interpretations. Sometimes in business or in all this government regulation, you need a special assistant to understand are you doing crime now or not, right? For mafia,
Yeah.
it's much simpler. You always know. You support your family. You're doing good.
Yeah.
And remember The Godfather, Alfredo, your family. But if you do that again, I'll kill you. That's the rules. You got to follow the code.
And there was a special word for this code, omerta or something. I forgot. It's Italian word. It was kind of omerta. It's mean you
Silence. Don't talk.
Don't
snitch.
Yes, I can't remember either. Morta, I can't remember. Yeah,
Don't snitch.
we call it a code of honor.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Behave like a good mobster, right?
Yeah. Honor. We sometimes we say honor among thieves. Don't steal from other thieves. But if you steal from good guys, that's okay. But don't steal from each other. Don't hurt each other.
Okay, let's speak about gambling. So, what kind of gambling is banned in your country by the government? Jürgen, what kind of gambling is banned in Sweden?
I don't know.
Can you play poker for money?
Yeah.
Can you make, roulette games?
Yes.
What else? it's all what I know about gambling.
21, there is a lot of games at the casino where I go to, yeah.
Nice. Gert, what
Slot
about...
machines are very popular.
How we call them?
Slot machines, I think. Slot machines.
Well, in Russia, we call them like one-handed pirate or something. I forgot the name. One-handed.
Yeah,
yeah, the same.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Those machines are very bad for ludopaths, people that gamble. They are very attractive. In the past, they had some music, and they called the attention of the people. They were inside bars, regular bars. So when the guys, the bars were outside, they heard the music ring, 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 ring.
As far as I know, Sergey can correct me. As far as I know, in Russia, it's all forbidden. We have a special regions, 2, I guess, in Russia. One of them.
4 regions.
4? 4 regions? Okay, yeah. 4 regions. So for casinos, like Las Vegas. If you're rich enough, go there, lose your money. We don't care. But you should not, spend your money for casino if you are a poor guy. Something like this.
But in interesting moment in the Russia, we have 4 regions for legalization gambling, but 3 regions doesn't work. Work only 1 regions near Black Sea, and the second region inside the center of Siberia. It's a crazy guy.
But you can gamble there with white bears. Who can resist? Yeah, actually, it's an anecdote. As always in Russia, when government tries to regulate something, it's always an anecdote. So it doesn't work. But in Russia, even internet gambling is prohibited, and it's blocked by government and blocked some kind of efficiently, I would say. Gerard, please.
Do you know bingo? Bingo.
Yeah, it's kind of a game, right?
Okay, yes. It's also in Spain we have like casinos only bingo. So you have a paper with some numbers.
Yeah.
You have a pen and you have to cross the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's very popular here, and also ludopaths like this place a lot. And some people are forbidden to go inside because they have this illness.
I see.
With gambling.
Well, we play bingo sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, over here it's an old people's entertainment.
Women
Yeah.
like bingo very much.
But you play bingo for money, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's gambling.
So is hazard an English word? Hazard, something when you play for money? No. No. Okay. So
Another word.
Yeah.
In America, we have many kinds of gambling. We have bingo for old people. That's okay. We have dog racing in Florida. We have horse racing in Kentucky. We have casinos everywhere, mostly out west, but we've got some in New Jersey and Florida. The lottery, every state has a state lottery, which is a form of gambling.
Internet gambling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know about internet gambling. We have something called a betting pool.
Yeah. I
Betting
know.
pool, something that is kind of an informal, impromptu gambling where, let's say, someone in your office is pregnant. A bunch of men may get together and say, let's start a betting pool. Who wants to bet it's going to be a boy? I'll bet it's a boy. Who wants to bet it's going to be a girl? I'll bet it's a girl. And they bet on, some random thing to see who wins. And if you win, you get a little extra money or something. There's an interesting movie, Clint Eastwood movie called Gauntlet. And he's a despised, honest detective, and he's assigned to escort a mafia, a witness against the mafia across the USA. And so as he's escorting her across the USA, the mafia is trying to kill him and her all the time, and he's always barely escaping. And the woman's pretty cute. She says, "You're gonna get us killed, They're betting you're gonna die." He says, "What do you mean?" And she shows him the TV, and there's a horse racing board. And one of them has her name there, O'Malley. And the odds like 10,000 to 1 that she's going to make it to court. And she says, "See, look, that's us." And he's looking there going, that's crazy. There's a national betting pool on them like it's a horse race. People are betting. It's funny.
Yeah.
People like to gamble. I don't know why.
Yeah, because it's excitement, right?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, let's make some slides. Okay, casino. Okay, let's find some vocabulary here. Gerard, could you start, please?
I don't know which game is this.
It looks like blackjack to me.
Blackjack? Okay.
Yeah. So you have to take a few cards to make 21.
Yes, and I think if you have a good memory, you can cheat.
Maybe.
But they follow the statistics and they find out and they forbid your entrance to all the casinos. So you can make a lot of money if you are clever and use your skill to do that before they realize.
Yeah. So how we call these guys in red uniform?
Croupier?
Croupier? Is it a word? Croupier?
Sounds
Dealer.
familiar, yeah.
Dealer.
Dealer. Croupier, it looks like French. to me.
Croupier. Yes, it exists in English. Croupier.
Okay. Okay, so we have a croupier, we have players here, we have these green tables. Any special words for that? Croupier. Vasant, please.
I read somewhere that in Las Vegas, many casinos are built in a maze form so that the players wouldn't get out quickly. So it would take some time to keep them inside. So it's a business tactic. I'm not sure it's true, but it's an interesting.
Well, I think there are a lot of business tactics. For instance, they offer you free drinks, because drinks are cheap, but when you drink, you lose, with with how say it, you lose more in general. You're more happy, right? You're not so clever anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So how we call this green tables? No
I
idea.
guess blackjack tables or just gambling tables.
Okay. Any idea why they're green always?
It's a nice color.
Usually the material is called felt, F-E-L-T, green felt. It's very soft. Pool tables are often made of felt. So it might just be because the material is nice and soft and doesn't scratch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe it's just visible green so you can see cheating more clearly. I don't know.
Maybe it's a psycho tricks again, to make you feel at home.
Yeah.
Sounds to relax. Yeah. Jürgen, what is happening on this picture? Can you describe, please?
Yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, they are arguing, and he asked if he could get his pen, and yes, he can. But what's happening? I think Nicky will interfere and kill him with a pen.
Yeah, so in the center it's Sam, right? On the left it's some unknown guy.
Yeah.
Small guy on the right it's Nicky, and it's kind of his assistants on the right. So Sam just found a pen on this desk and asked the guy, "Is it your pen?" Guy say something rude to Sam, something like "fuck off, I cannot get this cheap pen" or something. And Nicky killed him, right, with a pen after that.
Stabbing his neck.
Yeah, because no one should be, rude in the bar, I guess.
Teach manners.
Yeah.
But too late.
It may be a cheap pen, but it can still kill you.
Yeah. So what can we say about the lights, on the ceiling? So it looks interesting on the right. I mean,
Illumination.
illumination, string lights, right?
Yeah, usually a lot of times when it's string lights, we call them Christmas lights.
Yeah, but it's
Because
not,
at Christmas time, we have a lot of those.
yeah, it's Las Vegas. It's holiday every day, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, let's move on. So, Sergey, do you remember what is happening now?
Yeah, it's an interesting moment when she put some brilliant inside the hair.
Yeah,
and
diamonds in her hair.
Yep. And they before that they have interesting conversation with the customs officer. What's problem? And Joe Pesci behaved very impressive. How usually?
Okay, let me teach you one word. So it was a red herring. Tishuli, would you like to describe us what is red herring?
Red herring's like a fake clue
Yeah.
to
So-
distract you or make you go the wrong way.
Yeah. So it was this what Sneaky trying to do. He attracted attention of customs, and his wife just had all the diamonds. Am I right, Sergey?
Yeah.
Okay, so about picture, anything?
Yes, there is a kitchen with shelves with doors, with I don't know, with small doors, refrigerator, all stylish, and the stove, and the special plate for snakes, maybe for crisps, for popcorns. I don't know what. It's a green plate. Maybe this is plate for snacks. The center is the place for sauces. Maybe.
Yeah, we kind of call that an hors d'oeuvre tray or an appetizer dish for like
Yeah.
nuts and chips and things and sauces. Yeah.
Yeah, and above the stove, the special device. I don't know what is it. It's maybe device for towel. I don't know for paper towel.
Oh, on the left, yeah, that's a paper towel holder.
Yeah,
Tear it
yeah.
off. Yeah, yeah.
In the
Common in
center.
American. Yeah.
Yeah, we have the similar devices now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, in the center of the table is a special bottle with the cleaning liquid, cleaning liquid for plates.
Yeah,
Maybe
we call it
fairy.
dishwashing liquid.
Yeah, dishwashing liquid. Okay.
And if you look right to the left of that, there's a dishwasher in the background.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, under the yeah.
Ah, yeah, it's not a refrigerator. Yeah.
Well, there's a refrigerator, and then the dishwasher is under the counter.
And
Yeah.
an oven on the right.
An oven,
Yeah,
and
oven.
above the oven, there might be a small toaster oven that you open up and put something in there to make toast. I can't be sure.
we have lost Ivan.
We lost Ivan in our shared pictures.
It's the mafia.
Oh me! Someone found his bug. Yeah, there he is.
Ivan is back. I'll be back. Master of ceremonies.
Hello again.
To Ivan.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. My laptop got discharged.
Battery went dead.
Battery went dead.
Out of use.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second. I'm trying to share again, and cannot find the pictures. Okay. 1 second.
Do most of you in your countries have a electric dishwashing machine in the kitchen?
Guess so. Yes.
I don't have it.
Yeah.
Common? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see the picture? Okay.
Yeah.
Finally. Thank you. Sergey, I guess you finished, right?
Yeah.
Why I was absent. Okay, Vasants, please, it's for you.
Oh, it's a fantastic game.
Yeah. This
For
is baseball
don't understandable.
Yeah, this is a baseball ground where Nicky's boy was playing, and he was talking to a policeman, ex-policeman, I think, and this is a ground, or maybe it's called pitch, and the gallery. People are sitting on the gallery. Yeah, let's see. But I think it's a school. Is that a school? Okay.
Looks like a church. There's a cross.
Yeah. That's all I can.
Could be a church school. Yeah. Okay, those kinds of seats we call bleachers. I don't know why.
Can we say bystander? Oh,
Now, bystanders are people.
yeah.
Yeah, they're spectators. If they're watching, we call them spectators or audience. But if you see those kind of seats outside, like at a sports event, we call them bleachers or stadium seats. because they're like a step so you can see over the head of the person in front of you. The red dirt we call clay. I don't know why, but ball fields always have red clay for the dirt. The red, inside the red and inside the red is called the infield, and outside the red this way is called the outfield.
Mhm.
So there's a left field, a center field, and a right field. And then you've got first base, second base, third baseman. You've got the pitcher and the catcher. And between second and third base, we call that guy the shortstop. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's all complicated when it comes to games. Yeah, a lot of special terms was always used. Okay, Sergey, please. It's your favorite scene, I know.
Yes, and I have questions for
Please.
last picture. The questions of topic, but it's very interesting for me. Who understands this rules of this game instead of teacherly? For example, Vasan, do you play baseball in India?
No, cricket is the famous game in India, not baseball.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game for me. Okay, it's all.
Well-
It's funny. It's an American game, but the Japanese, when we introduced it to Japan, the Japanese embraced this game. So Japan, it's very popular also.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know about USA, Japan, Cuba, and Costa Rica, and maybe some Latin country.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about Cuba and Costa Rica. Okay.
Yeah, but Sergey, I see your point. Yes, in Russia we usually joke about baseball, like in a way that it's no one understand what it is. It's for Americans, so something like this. Yeah,
We have a lot of idioms about baseball.
I bet. Yeah.
When you get to first base, when you to score a point, you've got to go to first base, second base, third base, and get back to home plate. So when you get to first base, that's the first step. So to scoring a point, you have to get to first base, second, third. So if you get to first base with a girl, that means you get a kiss on the first date.
Yeah, I think we heard that many times in the movies, right? In Bollywood movies. Yeah, and there are a lot of jokes about this. Like, I went to 7th base. What? What is a 7th base?
First base, I scored a home run, man. I got her in bed.
Okay,
boy.
let's show Ginger at the end. Jürgen, please tell us what is happening.
Short wedding dress.
Yeah, they are
Very short,
kissing,
very short.
and they are marry each other.
Yeah, so it's a wedding, right? Wedding.
Yeah, wedding party.
Mhm.
Very big cake.
Yeah, huge.
Huge, yeah. Humongous.
Yeah.
We call it multi-layer
Multi-layer, yeah.
or multi-tiered. Okay.
Layered cake, yeah. But it didn't end well.
Yeah. Why?
Because he found her calling Lester.
Yeah, her ex-boyfriend, right? On
Yeah.
their own wedding. Yeah, it wasn't too good. Jürgen, it's nice that you remember that and described that to us. Yeah. Yeah, so it's Sharon Stone, Ginger, and yeah, let's go on. I don't remember what is this. Let's find some. Wow, I forgot that. Sergey, what is is about?
This doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's an interesting moment. Zanicki tried to took information from this guy who supported him, whereas they killed some mafia guys, and they tried to пытали.
Torture him. Yeah,
They
torture him.
They have torture during 1 week, and they couldn't have information from him because he's a very brave guy. But till when Nick started to tie this head.
Yeah, what's the name for this device, teacher Lee? When you know.
I've never seen it before. Well, it looks like a vise.
Yeah, wise.
Yeah, wise.
Okay.
For a machine tool, it's a vise. Yeah, you don't normally use it on heads. Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Well, Sans, I missed your writing in the chat. So you have a question about this? Or
No, the previous one, speaking about the cakes and the stuff. Recently, I witnessed Indians are obsessed with a new culture that whenever they are celebrating something, they cut a cake, but only they eat 10% of it. The 90% of it is to apply it on the face. Is this common in your country? I wonder where does this come from?
The wedding cake, you mean?
No, not only wedding. It's about birthday cakes and whatever occasion they are celebrating. They start very smoothly at the early times, and later they start to pick that cake and start to apply on the friends' faces. That's a
Nah, that's just stupid stuff. We don't normally do that. Yeah.
Okay.
One custom we do have at weddings is the bride and groom will hold the same knife, and they'll cut the first piece of cake together, and they'll both take a bite. That's kind of a wedding tradition.
Yeah, teacher Lee, we improved this tradition. When on your wedding you bite, you should, bite more. And the largest bite is determine who is in charge. You're in the family. Yeah. It's
Okay.
Masans, please describe this picture.
Yeah, this is where he found Ginger's pimp boyfriend, and she was talking to him, and they were discussing about escaping, elope, something, in a restaurant. So he caught them red-handed, and there is a comic book on the table. It might be a menu or something, and there is ketchup, tomato ketchup. Is that a salt or just a juice?
That's hot sauce. We call it Tabasco.
And I liked this dialogue from this scene. So Sam just offered money to this guy Leslie, and Leslie took them and left Ginger in a moment without any thinking. So it's all about money, I guess. Yeah. But why it's so pink? I mean, this booth, this fence behind them, kind of pink, and looks strange.
Normally, is that a restaurant they're in? It looks like an art gallery behind them, but the booth looks like a restaurant.
Yeah, should be a restaurant, I guess.
Okay.
It's funny, but I would say that this guy Leslie, he played very well. I can believe him as well. Everyone played well in this movie. Sergey, please.
Yes, Lester has the very stylish jackets with the special device on the shelves. What is the name of this device?
Yeah, how we call this? This military kind of things on his shoulder.
Shoulder board.
in the Navy, we call it a shoulder board because it's kind of stiff.
Mhm.
But in other branches, it might be just soft cloth. I guess just shoulder insignia. I don't know.
Yeah, we have them in Russia, and they always stiff, like
Yeah.
your shoulder board. Yeah.
In the Navy, we call them shoulder boards.
Okay.
Uh,
Sergey, any more questions?
No.
Ask us where to buy such a jacket.
Maybe. I like this stylish.
This style, yeah. Okay, let's stop on this. We kind of behind of time. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming and for the class. And please, someone save the chat because I lost it during the reconnection. So chat and see you next week.